Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Biggest story coming into this one was what he's been able to do this past month, really putting together an outstanding 4 weeks of play, and will be a major factor in this one today.
He's been a force to be reckoned with, Boog. Elite stats and makes an impact.
It's the Baltimore Orioles taking on the New York Yankees. First pitch. Today's starting pitcher, Max Fried. Singing, he's been outstanding and should be fun to watch. Just about to get underway, Taylor Ward now at the plate. Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline.
Sinker. Low outside.
And a 1-2. Got him looking. Not sure about that call. Pitcher might have gotten a friendly strike three. The Yanks are looking very strong so far this season. Here's a 1-2. Ripped to third and caught. 2 outs, base is empty. In steps the polar bear, Pete Alonso. 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that is that. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And getting the start for Baltimore, Chris Bassett. What do you have on him, Singy? Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees.
Number 22, Ben Rice.
And a 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from. And there's just no one there to knock it down.
John.
Strike 2. Judge rips that one. 1 away. Throw sails over his head at first.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it, but sometimes you hit it too hard and right at someone. You're looking for one of those bloop hits to get a knock sometimes.
Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. And there are 2 down. Throw sails over his head at first. Giancarlo Stanton to the plate now. That one missed. Next pitch is inside. Ball 3. Nice grab. Throw to second. What a play. Inning over. We move ahead to the top of the second now. So now the Orioles cleanup hitter, Jordan Westburg. Close one, doesn't get the call. And it's 2-1.
Sinker. Low inside.
Right through there for a strike.
High inside.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That is it. The first baseman, number 6, Ryan Mountcastle.
You know, it didn't take Mountcastle long to make a splash at the major league level. In 2021, he became the first rookie to lead the Orioles in home runs since Kurt Blefary in 1965.
And that just misses.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Second inning here, no score. Tapped on the ground softly to short. Handles, throws to first. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second. 2 down, base is empty. And here is Jeremiah Jackson.
Whoa.
Sweeper. Middle outside.
Line drive, base hit right field. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
He was all
Sweeper.
over that one. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again.
Four-seam fastball. Low inside.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Max Fried. Back at Yankee Stadium, bottom of the second. Jazz Chisholm Jr. stepping in now for the Yankees. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Batting fifth, the shortstop, Caballero.
Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. And that's a stolen base. Not even close. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. Man at second. Runner on the go again. Pitch is high. Throw to third. Save. That wasn't close. And the go-ahead run is now only 90 feet away. And ball four to aboard.
Batting seventh, the catcher.
Here's the catcher, Austin Wells. The 1-1. Runner takes off. Ball outside. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. Hard hit to third. Throws to first, and that is a big first out. Strike two.
Good pitch right there. Tied him up on the hands. If I'm out there on the bump, I'm going right back in there.
Bounce to the left side. Westberg tags the runner for one. Over to first.
No, he got it. Safe.
Ryan McMahon steps to the plate. Here's a 1-1. There goes the runner. No question about this one. It's out of here. Ryan McMahon leads the yard. His fourth home run of the season. And they tack on to their lead. It's 3-0.
No, Boone, clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to get over the fence.
Two gone, bases empty, but 3 runs across as we play game 1 of this 4-game series. High fly ball, right field. O'Neill settles under it, and that's the inning. Back now in the Bronx.
Sinker.
Now the Orioles catcher, Samuel Basallo. Ball to strike. On the ground.
That's foul.
And foul ball. This ball's chopped on the ground. Chisholm tosses to first. Leadoff man retired here in the third.
Middle inside.
In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
Inside.
No, that's a ball.
Challenge from behind the dish here. So the call stands. One challenge remaining for them now.
Inside.
way inside.
Cutter. High middle.
That's to third. McMahon fires over to first. First two batters retired here in the top of the third. Taylor Ward digs in now. 2 down, nobody on. And he swings through that one. This to third. McMahon throws to first in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Back at Yankee Stadium, set for the bottom of the third, Aaron Judge stepping in now for the Yankees. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
No, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. You talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
Hammered, and this one could be extra bases. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. The relay throw. Not in time. That's a leadoff double. He swings and crushes one. Deep on its way. Way back there. Gone. It's a belly ball. Cody Bellinger blasts one out. His 14th of the year. And they add to the lead. It's 5-zip.
Knew what pitch he wanted to hit. Spent on some other pitches in this at bat. Was very patient. And it paid off.
Giancarlo Stanton at the plate. Ball to strike. The pitch.
You know, these Yankees showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. Not only have they already put up a bunch of runs on the board, but they've also made the starter work really hard out there.
And base hit. And a man aboard.
Well, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Jackson under it. And there's one down.
You know, sometimes it just takes getting to the bullpen in order to be able to score runs, and that might be the case today.
One out man at first. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Jose Caballero.
Nope, that's inside.
Foul ball there. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. In the air, left field. Snags it on the run. 2 away now.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
2 runs across in the inning here in the last half of the third. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. And that is that. Another look at the long ball for the Yankees. And the lead is now 5-0. Start of the fourth. Stepping in, Gunnar Henderson.
Low middle.
On the ground to third. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Gets off a throw. Too late, and the runner is safe. And the misplay costs him. Singy, that was a close play. And it looks like they're considering challenging the safe call.
Really close, Boog, and tough to tell in real time. We weren't sure, so you really can't blame them for wanting to take another look.
So they have decided to challenge the play, and now it's up to the replay umpires in New York to make the call. Another look at it. Singer, are you seeing enough to change the call?
Yeah, I think so, Boog. I mean, it's close, but I think after looking at it a few times, we can see that this guy's probably out. And could be a good use of the challenge right here.
Looks like we've got an answer, and he's out. They took a chance with the challenge, and it paid off for him.
And the batter ruled out.
1-1 now. And that one fouled off. The Yankees leading by 5, top half of inning number 4. Cut on and miss. Curveball struck him out.
Up next for the Orioles.
So next to hit for Baltimore, Jordan Westburg. And a foul ball.
Cutter. Low inside.
1-2 now. Tap back to the mound. Sends it to
You're
first.
out of there.
And he has thrown 4 shutout innings. They hand the ball over to a new arm, Giancarlo.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
The 2-1. Line drive, and that's base hit out into center field. And the leadoff man aboard.
Well, patience and discipline paid off right there as he got into an advantage count. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits.
Running on the go. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. And they're at the corners with nobody out.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge him. Crazy.
Hit on the ground might be 2. Over to Jackson. That's 1. They get the out, but the run scores on the twin killing. It's Aaron Judge now.
Number 99, Aaron.
2 down, nobody on.
Oh.
Judge recently taking home Player of the Month honors. And that one hammered. That's down. One hops off the wall. In safely with a double, his second of the day.
Another multi-hit game for him. He's been really hot lately. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Here comes the Judge around third. Here's the throw. Safe. In comes the run from second. It's 7-0. Kyle Bradish into the game.
And compared to a lot of other relievers, strikeouts have not been a big weapon for him this year. So the defense should be active.
Bellinger dives back. Here's Stanton now. Bellinger goes. Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe. Man on second, 2 down. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Bellinger on his way home. He'll score. It's an RBI single. It's 8-0.
Stringing them together, that's 3 hits in a row. Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
What a stop, and that's a nice play to end the inning. We go to the top of the 5th. Here's Ryan Mountcastle. The lefty ready, and a 1-1. Swings through that one out in front that time.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
Low middle.
Another 1-2. Swing and a miss. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. Inside.
Nope, that's off the plate.
All 3.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
And it's filled up. They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. Battling here as he fouls it away. The Orioles with a lot of ground to make up. And we're at the top of the 5th. Hard hit, but right at him in left.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
2 down, nobody on.
That's out the corner.
Sinker. Low outside.
Swing and a hard hit grounder to third. And that's just foul. Keeps the at bat going with a foul ball.
Low inside.
Comes the 2-2. Got him swinging for the K. Picks up. Back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
All right, Singy, when you played, how much of a fashionista were you? Would you come to the ballpark dressed to the nines?
No, I wouldn't. Even on the road trips, I was, pretty average. There were some guys that would dial it up, and there'd be some outfits where you're kind of double taking and saying, where in the world are you going? But overall, I'd say I kept it low key.
That one misses. Ball 3. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. It just shaved the zone. So they've still got both their challenges. That's outside. Full count now. Yeah, you see some guys into the fashion nowadays and big on the gram, as the kids like to say. Post their fits, right? That's what you say?
Is that what it is?
It's fit. Your fit, your outfit, your fit.
Got a little drip around the neck, too.
Yeah, believe it. Scale of 1 to 10, how old do we sound right now?
Really old, like close to Social Security benefits.
Yeah. And a base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone. There's Ryan McMahon now. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. In the air to left center. Ward under it. Out number 2. Two on, 2 outs. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Base is now loaded with 2 away. Here comes Aaron Judge. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. 1 run across. Now a second crosses the plate. It's 10-0.
2 consecutive base hits for this team. Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
Crush to right. This one's got a chance. Out of here. Home run. Another homer. His second homer of the night, and they add on. It's 13-0.
He's so good at getting his arms extended, and that's exactly what he did right there. You don't typically want to pull a pitch in that part of the plate, but he doesn't allow his wrists to roll over.
New pitcher on here, Felix Bautista.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters.
Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there, on its way, gone. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they add to their lead. It's 14-0.
Back-to-back jacks. And this club is fired up right now, Big. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
So 2 down. Here's the second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr. High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That's back there. Got all of that one. They've hit another, and they boost their lead. It's 15-0.
back-to-back-to-back home runs, and these guys look so dominant right now. Pitcher might want to check and see if he's tipping his pitches or not. But I tell you what, if this was basketball, that opposing team would call a timeout to try to slow down this offense.
Next offering misses. Ball 2. Slapped hard the other way, but foul. So far, 7 runs across in the frame. Last half of inning number 5. That one not close, and the count's full. Oh, great stop. Over to first. It's there, and that's a great play. Top of the 6th inning. Now the Orioles catcher, Samuel Basallo. Here's a 1-1. That's a little bit low.
You know, these Orioles, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Sets him down on strikes. Strikeout number 8.
High inside.
The 1-1. Foul ball.
And obviously, a lot of credit for all those chases and strikeouts goes to the pitching. It's been nasty, but you can bet this offense is trying to figure out some way to put up a better fight.
Jazz tosses to first. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
Low inside.
So back to the top of the Orioles lineup. Taylor Ward, the next to hit.
Now this manager knows that his players are just trying to do too much. Everybody needs to just take a deep breath, relax, and let it naturally happen.
Gets him to chase after that one.
Well, and those hitters count sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
Got him. 9 strikeouts for Max Fried. Coming on for the Orioles, Andrew Kittredge.
Definitely a guy that pounds the strike zone, makes hitters earn their way on base, and rarely gets in trouble because of free passes.
The 1-1.
Ball.
Kittredge pitching for the 20th time this season, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. Now he breaks his bat. Kittredge takes it in for the out, and there's one away. Digging in, Jason Dominguez. Grounder off the pitcher. Safe at first, and now after the play, we'll check on the right-hander status. Runner on the move. Pitch inside. Throw bounces, and he's in there safely with the stolen base. Move to second, and he's back in there. Runner goes again. That's ball 4. And that's a stolen base, not even close. Back to the top of the Yankee order. Ben Rice getting ready to hit. Runners at the corners, one away. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. It's a double steal. There's the ball. Tags the runner. Throw to second. Out there. And that ends the inning. Back here in New York, we go to the top of the 7th. Gunnar Henderson now at the plate. In the air, left field, Dominguez on the move to the gap. That skips over the fence, so it's an automatic double.
Up next for the Orioles, the designated hitter, Pete Alonso.
foul. We'll see another payoff pitch.
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit, and hardly order coming up right behind them. This is where they need to get going.
Rice takes it to the bag. That's the first out in the top of the seventh. So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Jordan Westburg. This one in the air center field. Bellinger moving back for this one and makes the grab. And that should get the job done as he tags from third. He's in on the sac fly, and they're on the board, but lots of ground to make up. Two down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. And that is low for ball 4. So digging in, Jeremiah Jackson. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
This isn't a pitcher that softens up when he starts to show signs of fatigue. I mean, his stuff stays sharp. Makes these at-bats more difficult than they normally would be against other pitchers at this stage of the game.
Just missing there. And the count is even 2-2. High fly ball near the pole. That one is foul.
Well, pitcher's probably thinking he's a little late on that pitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed him up, not give him something off speed that he can handle.
Low inside.
Got him looking for the strikeout. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after it. Back for more from the Bronx. Set for the last half of the 7th. Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees. Ripped to third and caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
The 2-1. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away. Bellinger up to hit. On the ground, could be 2. Throws to Henderson. Over to first, but he got it.
Now pitching for the
So they turn to their closer, Brian Helsley.
And he's coming in to pitch on 4 days rest right here. And that might not be a factor at all in terms of being rusty, but he should definitely be well rested.
Bellinger dives back. Here's the pitch. Runner on the go. That's in for a strike. Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe. Runner at second. 2 down. Here at the bottom of the 7th. Pickoff throw. And he's back in on a dive. Now back to second. And this time he gets him. And that'll do it for the inning. Back in the Bronx, ready to begin the 8th. Here's Tyler O'Neill.
Now pitching for the
New pitcher for the Yankees, Will Warren.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
Low inside.
The 1-2.
I don't know how you take that one after the called strike on the corner, just a little bit off the edge.
And it remains 2-2.
4-seam fastball. Low outside.
On the ground, right side. And it's through for a hit. And a good start to the inning.
Gotta love the resiliency shown in that at bat, battling with 2 strikes. Really protecting with 2 strikes right there. Pitch wasn't even close, but man, he got the barrel to it somehow. Nice job of bad ball hitting.
The 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense.
Outside.
Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for 2.
Fights it off. He'll see another.
4-seam fastball. High outside.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
High inside.
Now there's a bullet down the line, and it stays fair. O'Neill on his way to third. And he's going to get to second with nobody out.
Up next for the Orioles.
So next to hit for Baltimore, Blaze Alexander. And that is downstairs. 3-1 now.
High inside.
And that'll load the bases.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
And a 1-1. Base hit, 1 run in already. Coming home. The relay to the plate. He'll score. 2 runs are in. It's 15-3. Gunnar Henderson will hit next. Now he steps off and looks it back to second. First and second, no outs. And we're at the top of the 8th. The new pitcher in the game, Ryan Yarbrough. He's pitching on 2 days rest. Payoff pitch. Stays alive.
Low inside.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now 1 away.
Low inside.
The 1-1. And he hits a ground ball right side, and it goes just foul.
Ball 2.
Line shot into the gap, should score at least 1. Headed for the plate. 1 run is in. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score. 2 runs are in. It's 15-5. So now with 1 away and a man at second, Jordan Westburg, the next to hit for the Orioles.
Low inside.
Got him. 2 down.
Low inside.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Alonso is waved home. Fires it to the plate, and he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning. Back in New York. On to the bottom of the 8th. Giancarlo Stanton stepping in now for the Yankees. Fastball for a strike.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to try to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
Up the middle. Henderson over to first in time. And that's 1 away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th. Hard ground ball, base knock. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Quick move to first. Low throw, and it gets by. Now it's going to be Jose Caballero. Safe at second, and that was not close. And that's another stolen base for the league leader. Check on the runner, and he's back in easily. Man at second. Runner goes again. In the dirt. And he steals third without a throw. And now make it 4 stolen bases in the game for him. That one missed. Out to short. Whips it to Mountcastle. There for the out. Runner scores from third. Two down, nobody on. And a swing and a miss. And that's here at New Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. We go to the 9th. Jeremiah Jackson digs in now. Yarborough, 34-year-old vet, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2014.
Below inside. Cutter. Below
The
inside.
1-1. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Everything came together for him. Smashed that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
Ball 2.
Cutter. Below inside.
That's a
Strike
strike.
2.
2-2.
Below outside.
Battling here as he fouls it away.
Below inside.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th.
Outside.
1 out man at first. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Samuel Basallo.
Cutter. Below outside.
Here's a 1-2. Struck him out swinging. And the Orioles down to their final out.
Below inside.
That one is absolutely belted. Way back there. It's got a chance. And that's going to bang against the wall. Coming home. The relay, not in time. He's safe. And a run comes in to score. Orioles an out away. Taylor Ward getting ready to hit.
That's the ball.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here at the top of the 9th. On the ground, and this should do it. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Yankees slug their way to a win in this one.
Start of a new month is a great chance to hit the reset button. Whether you're coming in hot or cold, getting that win today is a great feeling to continue through the rest of the month.
Well, this one ends in a blowout. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.